Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Arirang Newsbreak on this Wednesday, May 25th. I'm Han-dan in Seoul. Our top story this morning, President Park Geun-hye will embark on a historic three-nation trip to East Africa today. Her first stop is Ethiopia, where Seoul will unveil a new aid project and a new vision for the continent. Our presidential office correspondent Song Ji-sun, who will be traveling with the president, gives us a preview of the trip.
President Park's departure Wednesday coincides with Africa Day, an annual commemoration that celebrates the unity of the continent. Covering the three biggest economies in East Africa, President Park seeks to strengthen economic and development partnership with the continent, considered the last blue ocean in the world with growth of 5% in the 21st century. Seoul will assist Africa with customized development programs while sharing its experience for mutual growth. President Park will further elaborate on her new vision for Africa on Friday in a speech at the Africa Union headquarters in Addis Ababa, making her the first Korean leader to address the continent.
In addition to our diplomacy and official development assistance, Seoul will lay out its vision for Africa in peace and security, mutual growth through economic cooperation, new development models, as well as cultural exchanges.
Seoul is set to unveil its Korea Aid project in Ethiopia, an official development assistance program on wheels offering healthcare and cultural contents. Spreading Hallyu, or the Korean wave, across the African continent, the Korea Aid vehicles will show videos ranging from taekwondo to K-pop and introduce the 2018 Winter Olympic Games in Pyeongchang. Before President Park leaves for Uganda and Kenya, a business forum will also be held to help our delegation discover the great potential of Ethiopia. Song Ji-sun, Arirang News.
UN Secretary-General Ban Ki Moon has a packed schedule lined up upon his arrival today in his home country of Korea. His first stop will be Jeju Island to attend the Jeju Peace Forum, an annual dialogue aimed at promoting peace and prosperity in East Asia. Tomorrow, Ban will fly to Japan to attend the G7 summit and return to Korea on Friday. He will attend the 2016 Rotary International Seoul Convention that opens Sunday and will travel to Huawei Village, a UNESCO World Heritage Site in Korea's southeast. His final day will be spent in Gyeongju, where he will attend a regional UN conference. Ban's visit is garnering extra attention as he is widely touted as Korea's potential presidential candidate. Ban, however, remains tight-lipped about his plans after his second and final term as the UN chief. The sheer weight of debt held by Korea's ailing shipbuilders has local banks on edge, massively exposed to loans that might turn sour at any moment. The industry could be facing some serious problems of its own as the government's restructuring program goes full steam ahead. Park Jong-hong reports.
The perfect storm seems to be brewing for Korea's banking industry as the nation's shipbuilding sector faces sweeping restructuring. This is because banks would have to ramp up their debt service coverage ratio when loans held by the shipbuilders, which are mostly classified as normal, turn out to be bad debt. Doing that would weigh heavily on their financial operations. Currently, the aggregate amount of loans held by the so-called Big Three shipbuilders, Daewoo Shipbuilding and Marine Engineering, Hyundai Heavy Industries, and Samsung Heavy Industries, come to about 50 trillion won, or roughly 42.1 billion US dollars. This is 25 times more than the loans of shipping companies combined. Experts fear the shockwaves from the loans turning bad could pulse through the entire banking industry, leading to devastating losses for Korea's commercial banks. There have been growing concerns about whether the country's state-run banks can handle the fallout from the government-led restructuring program. Korean shipbuilders, once growth engines of the economy, have been struggling to cut costs and secure liquidity to stay afloat in an industry-wide slump. Park Jong-hong, Arirang News.
Korea's top central banker has pointed out the limitations of GDP figures, saying their credibility is dropping due to the changing shape of global industries. Citing the prosperity puzzle from the British weekly newspaper The Economist, Lee Ju-yeol said on Wednesday that gross domestic product is failing to reflect the increasing importance of the service sector and digital economy. He said GDP numbers actually fall if a person listens to a free lecture on YouTube and not from a private institution, although that raises the effective value of the activity. Citing that as a reason, the Bank of Korea governor played down the importance of a cut in the GDP forecast of 0.1 to 0.2 percentage points. Huawei Technologies has filed lawsuits against Samsung Electronics for alleged infringement of its smartphone patents. This is the first such case by the Chinese firm against the world's biggest mobile maker. The lawsuits, filed in the U.S. and China, seek compensation for what it said was unlicensed use of fourth-generation cellular communications technology, operating systems, and user interface software in Samsung phones. In a statement, the Chinese firm said it hopes the Korean tech get the necessary license from Huawei and work together with it to jointly drive the industry forward. The lawsuit marks an about-face for Chinese firms, which have often been on the receiving end of patent infringement disputes. And that does it for now. Stay with Arirang for more of the day's developing stories throughout the day. Thank you for watching.